Gemini, for the month of January, the entire month of January, you've got destiny knocking at your door. Let's take a look at the sun, moon, rising, and any placement in your chart that has that heavy Gemini energy. So welcome, you guys. This is going to be an incredible month for our Geminis because something you've been wanting to do is going to open up a door. There's like a doorway of what I'm seeing for our Geminis. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean in your career or money sector. It could be spiritually, but we're going to go in deep and look at your foundation. Okay, we'll start with your foundation and then move into finances and all the other aspects of your foundation. But before we go there, let's really look at you. You have the card of destiny. That's what I'm talking about. And those of you who are new, the cards follow what I'm saying. Most of the time you're going to see that it comes out after I said it and it flipped right out of the deck. So this is beautiful, but the card that pulled out originally, the one card I pulled, was this card. This is about taking action, and that's what I feel a lot of you have done. You've had to go through this rebirth, a death and rebirth, and that's of the soul, okay? Remembering what excites you, because when you go through this journey, it is so incredibly hard, and you go through all of the ups and downs. You see things in people and in yourself, in life in general, that you do not like. You want to change it. And then there's this repression, this isolation, this stagnation period, and you have to get that fire lit. And right now that fire is being lit in some of you. Now, I do see some of you, it could have been 1 to 2 months ago where you were feeling excited about something, maybe even started a new project. Remember, the card of destiny is about what your soul has planned out. We plan out our destiny before we ever arrive. We know every person we're going to be involved with and why we're going to be involved with them. Join me on Ascending Empaths podcast, and we're going to go in. That's one of the topics we're going to be talking about. But when it comes to your foundation, you had to dig deep. And I'm seeing somebody with a shovel, like really digging and, looking for the answers, looking for that one piece that attached to your identity, that attached to your soul purpose. And you're getting ready, or you're actually going to expand where you already are if you've already started. But it's going to be a beginning. This entire year is going to work for all our air signs, but definitely for Gemini. But this is just going to be a very transformative duration for the long haul. That's what I just heard for you, a transformative duration for the long haul. Now, if you don't know me, I'm a remote viewer, psychic. I see it, hear it, feel it, know it, and I bring you the guided messages to help you in your journey. So let's take a look at your existing foundation, because for some of you, this is going to change things around. If you've been feeling like things were stagnant, maybe your money was just kind of sitting there, you bring it in and it goes out. No actual growth. This is going to be a time for you to change that. You have in your foundation the 10 of Wands, and this is feeling very heavy energy. What I was just talking about, that very heaviness of, is it ever going to change? Am I ever going to X, Y, and Z? It's going to be different for all of you, whatever it is you've been thinking about. And the overall answer to that is absolutely yes. You've got the Star card. And the Star card, it could be an Aquarian who's going to help you, but this is about you, a wish being granted. Because as you align your mind, your body, and your soul, that fire, that passion becomes ignited again. And some of you, it will be in the art, okay? You may have been rejected when it comes to artistry. Now, this could be any form of artistry. All right, this may be acting, it may be writing, creating plays, and actually painting. I'm seeing ceramics, okay, like maybe making some ceramic pots. Any form of the arts in general, which is very, very broad. If you felt stagnation, if you felt like it's just too much, maybe this is the wrong direction, you're going to see something in the month of January that's going to trigger you to say, hallelujah, and move forward. And it's going to be really beautiful energy. Now, because of the deep healing that you've done, that's why that Star card is actually emerged. And that Star card is talking about the intensity of your spiritual journey. Now, for a lot of us, like I said earlier, it goes deep. And put in the comments, was yours a deep spiritual journey where you had to really look and find things and see things that you didn't want to face, including yourself? But the beauty of that is what's brought you to this moment today, what's brought you here in the month of January, that's going to really propel you. Your wish is being granted, whatever it is, when it has to do with your foundation. So that could actually be love for some of you. We're going to look at family and friends in a minute. We're going to look at romantic partners. I'll pull a card for the month, and then I'll give you the guided message at the end. Okay. It's just this very powerful energy that's very heartfelt for our Geminis, where your heart is going to start saying yes, and you're going to feel excited. You're going to get super excited. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be icky challenges along the way. Of course there are. The challenges with this moon card, you may even feel it very heavy around the full moon. Remember, the heaviness is still there when it comes to your foundation. But the moon phase is going to change something, and I feel it's going to change in your emotional biases when it comes to you and other people in your life, even romance. This is going to be a deep, real big push for a lot of you. It could be a cleansing, maybe just needing to cleanse at that full moon, and you should have it on your calendar every month. Cleanse your home, cleanse, just cleanse every month on the full moon. And that way it's done and you feel good to go. It's like, it's the cycle, okay? We bring in the new, which is now, and then we let it out. You're walking towards something, all right, with this Eight of Cups. You were not satisfied. You are definitely going to go find that new job, that new location. I'm seeing for some of you, you may have seen it or just started to research it. This looks like it's, you may be traveling. There's a chance some of you are traveling to another location, and you're going to see a place and say, this is where I belong. I feel there's an energy exchange between some of our Geminis and the land that you are going to be visiting or standing on. And it's not necessarily the land that you live on now, the one that you're on all the time, that you went through all these changes. There are different there's different locations throughout the world that trigger us into our spiritual journey. And then after we're done, we want to jump on out of there and start in a new direction. And that's what I feel you're going to see through here. But because it's up here, now this is past, this is present, this is future, and this is in the ethers. I'm seeing it in the future. If I look this way, that's a vision that I'm seeing. And this looks like it's in the future, and it's a castle. It almost reminds me of a Scottish castle. Maybe you're going to Scotland. But I will say there's so many castles in Europe in general, but they're all over the world. They're in the United States. They're everywhere. I'm not sure about Canada. If you're in Canada, let me know. I would imagine there are. These are old symbolic. There's a lot of meaning behind the property, behind the land that you're going to find. So you're going to know it feels really good. For those of you, again, who have been wondering if your finances are going to change, there's a big yes there. So start seeing it, start manifesting. And when we manifest, there is no doubt, okay? That is the number one reason people's manifestations don't go through. They don't know what they're looking at, okay? They haven't defined it. You have to define it, and then you say, okay, bring me what I want, whatever it is. Because you could say a blue house and they bring you a yellow house, but it's exactly what you want. But the first thing that people do is say, oh, I thought I'd have it by the 3rd. I guess I'm not going to get it. Or your mind instantly goes back and says, no, do not do that in the month of January, Gemini. Whatever it is, especially when it comes to your finances. Look, you got the Ace of Pentacles, right? That's what I'm talking about. This is just a beautiful time for you, creating a new foundation, the Four of Wands. That card represents foundation, relationships, the relationship with self, your relationship with your self-value when it comes to money. I am worth it. I have what I need. It's en route to me now. Now we're going to take a look at family and friends, and then we're going to move on in the order that I just said before. I hope you guys are doing well, and I wish you a happy new year. It is going to be quite an interesting year, and I've been saying this for a while. It is going to be like staying grounded, and being in a location that you actually love, you enjoy it, you feel connected underneath, from the ground all the way underneath the roof that's under your head when you're walking down the street. That's important, very important. It could be 3 blocks away from where you live right now. But let's take a look at your family and friends. Sorry, I skipped there. I know you guys get very methodical. Okay, you have somebody, it could be a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn person coming into your life that there's going to be an apology, okay, and an offer. This apology is requiring you as Gemini to make sure your boundaries are set, that they cannot be broken. I feel for a lot of you, this is somebody who comes in and out of your life on a regular basis. It's like past to present, but this is future, right? So you may not have been speaking to them for 2 or 3 years. It doesn't feel like months, it feels years. So 2 or 3 years, maybe even longer than that. There's boundaries that need to be set between you and this individual. And you have to make sure that these are ones that you can follow as well, and so can they. And if either of you cannot abide by the boundaries that are agreed upon, then you won't be interacting. I feel this person really did something that hurt you, hurt your heart. It hurt your heart. And it may be very sad when you think about this individual, and the holidays may have actually triggered you to think about this particular person. Let us know if that's you. Whoever this is, I feel they felt your energy, because remember, energy is everywhere all the time, moving around all the time, through you, in you, out of you. It's like this energy exchange where maybe even some telepathic communication was exchanged between the two of you, meaning you heard them talking to you, or you found yourself talking to them, like having a real conversation and then saying, what the heck was that, right? It's actually real because they're picking up on those energies before you even call. But I feel that this is coming in the first couple of weeks, but sometime in the month of January, you should be hearing from this person, or you're going to reach out to them. It's going to be different for all of you, but let us know who this individual is for you. Do not use their full name. I want you to participate. Remember, taking action, even in a comment, is going to bring the energy and start moving the energy, especially for those of you who have been feeling stagnant. It's going to move it, and that's exactly what this reading is for. That's why I do these. They're free, they're general. Maybe this piece touches you and the romance doesn't, and vice versa. Whatever it is, moving the energy by putting the comment is what you want to take place. So don't put their full name. You can put their first name, their initial, but don't put their full last name. Now, you have the 4 of Pentacles, and what I'm hearing is some of you, I feel you borrowed money, they borrowed money, and that could be that person right there. It may tie into this, but this is a different scenario. The person borrowed something from you and they're going to bring it back. But again, it may have stuck in your craw. You know, it's like, I wish they would have brought that back. That was my favorite blank, 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 or I really could use that money right now. I do feel that this individual is coming in and they may have been blocked. You blocked each other on social media. They blocked you, or vice versa. One, not both of you, but there's an opening door is opening up for a Gemini stuck in a situation like this. And I feel they owe you an apology, but again, it can be reversed. And this may even be your partner sitting right next to you, or your children. A lot of sleepless nights for some of you. You have this Nine of Swords, and this is anxiety, fear, and stresses. You might need to do a little bit more on your shadow work. Remember, that is facing our inner darkest fears. If you are a public speaker, if you need to say something to a family member, you're going to do that in this month, because what came out next to it is the Ace of Swords. So whoever you need to speak with that's been really giving you a lot of anxiety, a lot of stifled. I feel they're just like smothering you. There's like smothering, like you can't do anything. Maybe you have to check in with them all the time. There's a truth going to come out between the two of you, but this truth is going to be good, because this truth is going to open up this door where you will begin to have communication back and forth again. The stress and the anxiety is going to calm down because you're addressing the issue, or they are to you. This truth is like going to set the freedom that you hear, I hate to use that cliche, the truth will set you free. But in this case, that's exactly what I'm seeing with this family member. So you guys have a lot of intensity when it comes to family and friends, but there is positive out of each one of those scenarios. Let us know what your scenario is. Okay. Now let's look at romance, because, I do see something very positive when it comes to new romance. When it comes to existing romance, I feel boredom for some of you. You may be feeling kind of stuck, kind of bored. But the beautiful thing is you have this Queen of Wands. If you're dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, there's an energy that, again, that passion is going to return. But I feel it's the passion within you. Like you're like, I don't even want to play with you anymore. I don't want to talk to you because you're boring. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to go anywhere. There's just a stagnation. However, with this energy of you feeling alive and excited about life, about you again, that's going to almost energetically, it's going to go, come here. Okay. And that's what the energy does. When you start healing, those old people come back into your life, right? When you're healing, your partner's going to go, wait, and they're going to want to come back in because they're going to see something in you, this spark. And that spark may have been gone for a long time. This is the spark from the first time that you met, where there was that beautiful connection and you were like, that's the person I want to be with. There's a sense of justice returning in relationship if you're in an existing relationship. Those of you who need to go to court, there is going to be a settlement is what I'm hearing, a settlement. I feel it's more along family court than it is anything else. The legal battle that you may have been dealing with your partner, the justice of sharing. I'm hearing the word sharing and I'm seeing equal exchange. So you may have been fighting through a divorce for the last, 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 years for some of you, a long endeavor. Even if it was only 3 to 4 weeks, it'll feel like it's 3 to 4 years. But I highly doubt it's that recent. This is a long endeavor that has taken a very lengthy amount of time and a lot of resources to get through this. I'm talking financial resources, energetically, physically. It's just like been exhausting. There's a sense of justice going to return, and you will hear it either by mail or email. Okay, either physical mail or email. I'm seeing like the court system, like you'll see you're on the agenda, you'll see the results, whatever it is in your particular situation. But it's a very beautiful energy that's coming through when it comes to the settlement of a dissolving partnership. Okay. Now, for those of you who are wanting love, I do see love is coming in, and that's why I was smiling, because it just feels really good. You may have been analyzing everything and everyone around you, going out on dates and saying, check mark, check mark. Oh, no, you didn't get that check mark. But now that you're stopped analyzing, you may have even decided, I don't even want to do it anymore. I don't want to go out anymore. You've healed you, and you're allowing the universe to come in and bring you that special person. And this person is going to be, they're charming, they are eloquent, and they are like the epitome of everything that you actually want when it comes to relationships in the card that flew out. is the relationship card. Now, the Four of Wands in the upright is saying this is a healthy relationship partner. And remember, this came in reverse saying that nobody could fit the check marks on your list. You couldn't find anybody. It's when we allow it to happen, that's when it happens, when we're not looking. Look at all the romantic movies, and each of those romantic movies are based on somebody's true life experience. That's what created the writing for the movie, the book, right? Something happened where they wrote this whole piece. You're writing the piece to your life. Remember, you are creating a new destiny. Some of you, it is going to be in romance. Some of you, it'll be in other areas and it has nothing to do with romance. And if you're not looking for romance, you're going to be meeting somebody that is part of your new soul family, somebody that you can count on. I'm hearing you can bank on them. Okay, that was the words that I just heard. This is going to be an important aspect as you go forward of who is going to be around you in the future. Let's go ahead and take a look at the word for you for the month of January. Now, I was guided a while back ago to create these cards so that it would help inspire or help people see a different direction. We have the card of well, hold on, I have two. Regenerate, okay? Regenerate, rejuvenate. Regenerating a new plan. You are putting something out there and now you're getting it back. Now, I wrote plants on the back, and it's just like a rejuvenation of you. This is planting the seeds and allowing things to generate. But for some of you, it's a regeneration. I don't even know if that's a real word. That was the word I was guided to write down, and that was the definition that goes with it. Because everything I do is guided, right? It all comes from within. And there's just this wonderful aspect of a rebirth, a regeneration, rejuvenation, getting up. Okay, if you've been like a bear sleeping through the winter months, you're definitely going to feel inspired. You're going to start seeing all of the fruits of your labor start coming forward. It is going to be the beginning or the inspirational growth for a lot of you that is going to be very, very empowering. So let me give you my last, the guided message for our Geminis. I don't know if you heard that. My neck went pink. Gemini, you are in the highest form that you could be. You have worked hard to get there, and you have had to go through many losses and many changes and many mixed emotions. And today, as you look forward, you're feeling like you're actually connected to Source. Many of our Geminis have called upon me. They've called upon the beings of love and light, your guides, your guardians. That is what has brought you to this moment. This is a transformation within you that is going to show outwardly. And this outward transformation is going to draw a lot of attention to you. It's going to bring a lot of eyes to you. If you're speaking, people will listen. If you're sharing, they're going to hear it. If you're teaching, they will learn. There's a positive aspect of what Gemini has been through that is actually going to manifest in the reality of the world that you are creating, your world around you. And this will reflect in the outer world as you go forward. There will be times you feel like giving up. There will be times that you feel old triggers come back in your heart chakra, in your chest, and in your solar plexus. Allow that to go through the cycle, process it out, and then re-energize yourself. Bring back your grounding status and remember to call on us. You are connected, and that was our job, was to get you to be connected to Source, a direct communication from the universe to you. This is of the highest, most purest form of love, and you will be transmitting it to others in your local community, in your local town, and throughout the globe, throughout the world. Call upon us if you need help in any moment. All right, Gemini, I hope that that message helps you, and I wish you a wonderful month of January. I look forward to your comments. Much love.